What's up guys, Justice here, back with another video, and today we're hitting it again. Another common mistake I'm seeing amongst college lifters, and this one has to do with your setup. Being inconsistent with your setup, and this is something that is very, very common amongst newer lifters, younger lifters. They tend to completely just randomly unrack the weight, walk it out, and do these things when it comes to their setup, and it becomes very inconsistent and random. And while this might not seem like a big deal now, it really becomes a big deal when you're trying to test your new 1 rep max, or when you're doing higher weight for lower reps. You're gonna find that an inconsistent setup can really be detrimental to your performance and your safety. So the first big thing that an inconsistent setup does is it just wastes energy. You're stepping out maybe with a squat, you unrack it, you take too many steps, you're not sure where your feet should go, you're flopping around, you're tilting from side to side. These things waste energy, and you want all your energy to be focused on that rep, not on the walkout when you're gonna try to hit a new 1 rep max. The second thing about this is that it can be very dangerous. All of that extra moving around can only lead to something negative. Either you hurting yourself, misstepping, tripping, who knows, but it can lead to some problems, especially when you have a heavier load on your back than you ever had before. So you definitely wanna avoid an inconsistent setup in that case. The third reason, and this is more psychological, is that if your setup is inconsistent, you're gonna feel very, very uncomfortable when you go for a new max. So a lot of times people will miss a lift, not because they're not strong enough, but because mentally they weren't there. I'm sure you've had this happen to you before. And one of the things that can really mess you up in that way is not having a consistent setup. When you set up consistently, then you feel comfortable. You feel like you've done it before because you're doing the same motion that you did with lighter weight that you know that you can hit. And a boost in confidence like that when you're under a brand new weight is very important. Think about what basketball players do when they're gonna shoot a free throw. They do the same ritual, right? The same thing. They bounce the same amount of times. And they do this because they want it to feel the same in practice as it feels when the game's on the line and they need to make the shot. Well, they run through that ritual, they feel comfortable, and hopefully they put the team on their back and they win the game. So you need to do the same thing. Have a consistent setup. Have it be efficient so that you don't hurt yourself and so you don't waste energy. And if you do that, you're gonna put yourself in line to be hitting PRs down the road. So it may take a little bit of time to figure out what setup is the best for you, but just make it efficient, just make it appropriate, and make it repeatable time after time. If you have trouble with your setup, if you're wondering if your setup is all right, how to do it, please download my Big 3 setup checklist. It's linked below, it's completely free. And it's a brief checklist that you can look through every time before you squat, bench, or deadlift to know whether your setup is appropriate, whether you're doing it right and in the most efficient way possible. Besides those things on the list, it's up to you how you want to set up, what style you want to do it, what order you want to do it in, but just make sure it's consistent. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Comment below if you have any questions. Subscribe for more because there's always more. And I'll see you guys in the next video.